Hi, my name is Zelman Ainsworth, and today I am very excited to have my friend Leighton Hunziker from Savills. Leighton has been in retail property for over 25 years, been working with Savills for close to 20, looking after the retail. Leighton and his team represent a lot of big global retailers who are entering or expanding within Australia. Some of his major clients that Leighton does the retail work for, property work for, is Apple, Sephora, New Balance, Acne, and many, many more. If anyone's going to say what is happening and what our international retail is saying about Australia, I think Leighton Hunziker is best placed to say it. Leighton, it is a wonderful, wonderful privilege to do this quick, rapid interview with you on what is happening in the retail sector in relation to your major clients. How are they seeing Australia now and into the next 5 years?
G'day, Zelman. Thanks for having me. Look, that's a great question because it's got a very diverse answer. Depends on what they're looking for in terms of type of property, CBDs, suburban retail. The overarching thing would be there's a recalibration happening in the market for Australia at the moment. In general, a lot of international brands who are here are looking at it, have had a pause during the current period. Some are reevaluating a network, but by the same token, we're also seeing inquiry from other brands who are seeing that Australia, generally speaking, is stable economically, reasonably stable politically, and they're saying, look, as part of my network plans, I think you should still be part of that, and we want to expand into that. So, look, it's a real horses for courses thing, depending on the type of property, the type of retailer. Variable.
What advice are you giving to your major tenants? And I know it's case by case, but generally, what's your advice going into the next 3 years that you're giving to your major retailer clients?
Look, I think at the moment, it's no secret things have been around from the pandemic perspective. And at the moment, sentiment has been hurt. We are advising them that if they, in the next 5-year horizon, have a desire to be part of Australia, that they start looking now, because there are opportunities now, sadly as it may be, for savvy retailers to invest into it, get a deal now that will set them up for the future. Because I do believe that things will recover, and that the rental deal that they might be able to strike now over the longer term will be better than that which they might secure if they choose to enter in a year's time or 2 years' time.
Now, the last 18 months has been interesting and unprecedented, as we all keep hearing. What are your biggest takeouts dealing with all those negotiations you've dealt with on behalf of your clients with major landlords?
Yeah, because it's fair to say that on behalf of our clients, we've had the whole spectrum of behaviours in our conversations with our landlord partners. Some of them have been very reasonable and accommodating, and some of them have been not so reasonable and accommodating. And I think the takeout from our clients is that, this is a time for investing in relationships and not necessarily a time for one party to advantage over the other. So what we are seeing is that where we can constructively engage with our partners and we can have a conversation about exactly what's going on in our business, we're able to achieve a much better outcome for both parties than those partners who choose to fire off lawyers' letters and be belligerent and shoot people from 10 paces. So really, it's all about trusting each other, working cooperatively, having a relationship, and getting through this together. Neither of the parties caused the problem, and in some ways, it's a regret that there was legislation enacted because it set an expectation of how parties would behave. It would be much preferable for parties to be able to, on an individual basis, come up with solutions that were tailored to that specific thing and not have a framework bolted to them, or handed down from on high, so to speak. But it is what it is. We all need to be reasonable, cooperate, and trust each other at this point in time.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of landlords and retailers would agree with that comment. I'm sure there's a lot that wouldn't. But one thing that you've told me before that I've kind of held on to is that it is a challenging time, but time being the key word, that this is going to pass. And where do you want to be when this passes? Do you want to be in VCAT, or do you want to be collecting rent or paying rent and doing sales in a store? So I think working with your landlords, working with your tenants is probably the best advice that you've given me over the times, and understanding that this will move on and you just want to be on the right side of it when it does.
Sia's got a song, "This Too Shall Pass," and yes, she was right. So absolutely, the time is now for coming up with a thing. No, but look, it benefits nobody to have an empty shop, right? And we're all in business to make money, to make things work, to keep the lights on, to keep people employed. It behoves nobody to be belligerent and just turn the lights off, right? We've got to work together.
That's great. So we're going to try to keep this very short and sharp and to the point. But just before we sign off, Leighton, come on, just do it as we practice.
Zelman, as you and I both know, we love retail.
Leighton, thank you very, very much.